Edging closer to the start of the domestic league, of course, we are also looking forward to the start of the Carabao Cup, aka the League Cup. And I've got the Southern teams coming at you, coming up for the first legs or first rounds. We'll get into that next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're looking forward to the Carabao Cup, aka the League Cup, and we're looking forward to the first round, the Southern section, of course, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe to get your bang out today. Well, things Carabao Cup related to Blackburn Rovers selection. Whoa, football, what are we going to do here? Under one risky, just like their northern counterparts, of course, we're going to look at the Southern section, of course, in a whopping brand new squeaky clean prediction league, and of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have got up your sleeves yourselves, prediction league, and we'll take a look at all of that in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons, boys and girls. Thank you for your loving. If you're interested to support the channel in another way, check out those links down below, patreon.com/Roversy. So here we go. Of course, we've make sure you check out the Northern section if you are interested in Prediction League, because the points, you need to count all your points, and of course, there's a lot of points on the offering in this first leg. Wow, this could be the winning sort of thing. If you get them all right, you could probably already win it. The chances are, if you're going to get them all right, are very, very slim. But anyway, just get in amongst it. Anyway, talking about that, let's get into the details of the prediction league. Here it is. If you want to get into it, Carabao Cup or Carabao South 1 is the way to do it. Or could you be very, very savvy with your smartphone? Take a picture of that, and that should hopefully project you over to the place where you got to put your predictions. It's completely free to enter, and there's a bit of bragging rights at the end of it. So let's get into the Southern section then, shall we? We've already had one tie, which is this one. It was Bournemouth against MK Dons. Of course, MK Dons had Russell Martin as the manager then, but he didn't really give a shit because he was on his way to Swansea. Speaking of Swansea, we'll have a look at them in a minute. So he's basically having 2 cracks at the whip. Anyway, Bournemouth smashed .5. They're already through. We're not going to predict that one. That's already done and dusted. It was completely separate. But anyway, we are going to jump straight in the deep end then and have a look at Cardiff, I think, and then jump straight in the deep end up against Sutton. That's right. Again, all these games for the most part take place on the 10th of August. There are a handful on the 11th. But anyway, Cardiff against Sutton on the 10th. Never played each other, of course, in the past. Mick McCarthy in the dugout for Cardiff, Matt Gray in the dugout for Sutton. Of course, Sutton kicking off their domestic campaign up against Forest Green over in League 2. That's for Cardiff kicking off against Barnsley, New Look Barnsley, of course, in the Championship. I'm going to jump straight in the deep end. If I've got no stats, 3-1 on is your Cardiff, 4-1 is your draw, and 50-2 is your away win for Sutton. Do anticipate some shocks in these cups, because a lot of teams don't really give a rat's about the thing. They'll play rotated squad and that kind of stuff. So I do anticipate some shocks. Not this one though. 2-0 win for Cardiff to go through to the next stage. Of course, I think Mick McCarthy will treat it with a bit more respect. Next, of course, we have Crawley up against Gillingham. That's right. Looking on this one, of course, Crawley out of League 1, Gillingham also in Crawley out of League 2, Gillingham in League 2. Measured 11 times in 2005, 7 wins for Crawley, 3 wins for Crawley, 7 wins for Gillingham, and 1 draw. Last time they played each other, of course, in Crawley. It was a 2-1 win for Gillingham in League 1, of course, back in 2015. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have 12-5 is your Crawley, 12-5 is your draw, 11-10 on is your Gillingham. Red hot favourites, of course, on this one. Going to go with the going with the 1-1 draw here. Crawley go through on penalties. Wow, surprise. Bit of a shock on your cards for that one. Next, of course, we have Cambridge taking on Swindon. It is a League 1 versus League 2 affair. Of course, Cambridge got promoted last time out. Meanwhile, Swindon Town getting relegated, of course. So who is the better team out of these two? So we're going to hopefully find out, of course. They played each other 6 times in 2017. 4 wins for Swindon, 1 for Cambridge, and 1 draw. The biggest win for Swindon over Cambridge was a 4-0 win. The biggest win for Cambridge, or the one and only win for Cambridge over Swindon, was a 2-0 win. Last time they played each other in Cambridge was a 1-0 win for Swindon in League 2 back in September 2019. Bookies odds on this one. I just saw it. 7-4 on is your Cambridge. Your favourites. 11-4 is your draw. 70-4 is your Swindon. Long shots. Cambridge coming to this favourites. Going to give it to them. 2-0 win in the end. Next up, of course, Exeter up against Wycombe. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Take place down the south coast, southeast or southwest, shall we? 19 times they played each other since 2008. 8 wins for Wycombe, 5 wins for Exeter, and 6 draws. The biggest win for Exeter over Wycombe was a 4-2 win. Meanwhile, the biggest win for Wycombe over Exeter was a 2-0 win. Last time they played each other in Exeter was a 1-1 draw back in League 2. Was in 2018. Last time either of these two sides was a 4-2 win for Exeter back in 2017. Bookies odds on this one. We have 3-1 is your Exeter, 11-10 on is your Wycombe, and we have 5-2 is your draw. I'm going with Exeter on this one. Of course, League 2 side upsetting a former Championship side, now a League 1 side, 2-1 to win to go through to the next stage. Next, of course, Ipswich Town up against Newport County. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, also taking place on the Tuesday. Played each other no times. It'll be the first time they played each other. Michael Flynn in the dugout for Newport County. Ipswich with Paul Cook in the dugout. Of course, Ipswich Ipswich kicking off the campaign up against Morecambe this coming weekend at home. As for Newport County, they kick off their campaign up against Oldham as well. So they will hope to go into this on the back of a wins, both of the two sides. We have the odds of 65 on is your Ipswich, under 40 draw, 3-1 is your Newport. I fancy Ipswich to do very, very well in League One this campaign. Also fancy Newport County to do okay in League Two on this one. But I think Ipswich will come through 3-0 in the end. They've got a rebrand going on over there. I think they'll like to use this to put a benchmark for the rest of the League One teams to look at and say, you know what, we're in this. Next, of course, Forest Green. That's the Vegans up against Bristol City. Then shall we, of course, take place on the Tuesday as well. They played each other 5 times in 2006. 4 wins for Bristol City, 1 win for 1 draw for, of course, between the two sides. Rob Edwards in the dugout for Forest Green, Nigel Pearson in the dugout for Bristol City. Of course, last time they played each other in Forest Green was a 4-3 win for Bristol City. It was a friendly. Of course, there's a bit of a local affair there, not too far away. Of course, Bristol City kicking off their campaign up against Blackpool in the Championship. As the Forest Green, they take on Sutton United, the new boys. Of course, bookies odds on this one. We have 5-2 is your Forest Green, 30-5 is draw. Even Stevens is your Bristol City. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. Shocker on this one. The Vegans will take it. First competitive match between the two sides. I think the Vegans will snatch it. Meanwhile, on the other side of Bristol, the Bristol Rovers, of course, taking on Cheltenham. That's right. Let's take a look at this one, and then shall we also take a place on Tuesday the 10th on this one. Of course, played each other 20 times in 2003. 8 wins for Bristol Rovers, 7 wins for Cheltenham, and 5 draws. The biggest win for Bristol Rovers, 3-0 win. The biggest win for Cheltenham was a 3-1 win. Last time they played each other was, of course, in the Carabao Cup last round in 2019. 3-0 win for Bristol Rovers. They'll take that. Of course, it's League 2 up against League 1. 6-4 is your Bristol Rovers. 7-4 is your Cheltenham. They are the favourites, the hosts. 12-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers. It might not be big, but of course, a bit of an upset, you would say. League 2 coming out of this one over League 1. Peterborough up against Plymouth in the Battle of the Peas. Of course, this time last year, this was a League 1 affair, but of course, Peterborough got themselves promoted. Heading into this, played each other 16 times in 2003, 7 wins apiece and 2 draws. The biggest win for Peterborough was a 5-1 win. The biggest win for Plymouth, though, over Peterborough was a 6-1 win. Last time they played each other, though, in Peterborough was a 1-0 win for Posh. I was back in November 2020. Of course, bookie odds on this one, 64 on is your Peterborough, 30-5 is your 74 is your Plymouth on this. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. Again, I do anticipate some goals on this. 3-0 win. Comfortably, Peterborough go through. Into the next one, we have Stevenage taking on, of course, who are they? Luton Town. Wow. Of course, a bit of a rebound going on over there. 13 times they played each other since 2002. 7 wins for Luton, 4 wins for Stevenage, and 2 draws. The biggest win for Luton over Stevenage was a 7-1 win. The biggest win for Stevenage over Luton was a 2-0 win. Last time I played each other in Stevenage was a 1-1 draw. However, if you go back one more match, that was that 7-1 win back in League 2 when, of course, Luton were on the climb. Bookies odds 4-1 is your Stevenage, 10-7 on is your Luton, 30-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Luton on this one to take the 3 points. Well, not 3 points, take the win and go through to the next stage. Next, of course, Millwall taking on Portsmouth. This is a bit of fruity one, this one. This could go either way. Where are we on this one? Is this on Tuesday? There it is. Okay, let's get in the deep in the play. Played each other 14 times since 1993. 5 wins for Portsmouth, 4 wins for Millwall, 5 draws. The last time they played each other in Millwall was a 1-0 win for Millwall. That was back in 2011 in the Championship, of course, when Portsmouth were up there. Bookies odds on this one, we have 11-10 on is your Portsmouth, 25 is your 3-1 is your Pompey. On this, I've gone with the away team on this. I think 2-0 win, that's right. A bit of a surprise again. There's going to be a few surprises along here, and that is one of them, of course. And Portsmouth will go through. Millwall will crash out, but of course I do think Millwall will do okay in the division next season. Let's take a look at Birmingham then, shall we take a look? Of course, Colchester, of course, Birmingham also been very, very active in the transfer business. Colchester United, of course, back in League 2, terrible season last time around, played each other twice. To 2006, 1 win for the Brum, and there's been 1 draw. That 1 win for Birmingham was in the Championship when Colchester were there in 2006, but last time played each other, well, of course, was in Colchester. That was a 1-1 draw heading into this. Of course, bookies odds, 5-2 on is your Birmingham, 7-2 is your draw, 32 is your away win, that is Colchester. Going to go with the 2-0 win for the hosts, that's right, Birmingham will go through to the next stage. Next, we'll go to Charlton Athletic up against Wimbledon, an old London affair, that's right. Of course, they're taking on each other, of course, domestically in League 1 this campaign. They played each other 12 times, so since 2013, 5 wins for Wimbledon, 4 wins for Charlton, and 3 draws. Of course, that biggest win for Wimbledon over Charlton was a 6-4 win. Meanwhile, the biggest win for Charlton over Wimbledon was a 5-2 win. So they played each other in Charlton, there was a 5-2 win. Goodness gracious me, that was back in December 2020. The bookies odds, we have 6-5 on is your Charlton, 5-2 is your 10-3 is your Wimbledon on this. Going with a 2-1 win for the hosts down at the Valley. That's right, 2-1 win, Charlton go through. Next up we have Reading up against Swansea, that's right, taking place on the 10th as well. All Championship affair, this one. Played each other 23 times in 2005, 10 wins for Swansea, 4 wins for Reading, and 9 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Reading over Swansea, a 4-0 win. The biggest win for Swansea over Reading was a 4-1 win. Last time they played each other in Reading was a 2-2 draw. Of course, they can't have that. They'll have to go to penalties, of course. Last time either of these two sides won was a 4-1 win for Swansea back in July 2020. Bookies odds, we have 11-8 for Reading, 2-1 is just Swansea, 23-10 is your draw. This could be interesting because, of course, Swansea, you don't know what they're going to be. They're going to be like? We're going to find out a little bit on Saturday when, of course, they take on Rovers in the league. New manager bounce, maybe, or is it too late? I've gone with a back-to-back draw. Well, I think they will draw with Rovers, but they'll lose this one against Reading, 1-0 to go through to the next stage. Next, of course, Burton, Albion taking on, of course, who have we got here? This is on Wednesday. Oxford United, that's right, goodness gracious me, on the 11th, that's right, played each other 23 times, 2006, 7 wins for Burton, 9 wins for Oxford, and 7 draws. Of course, last time they played each other in Burton was a 5-1 win for Oxford, goodness gracious me. They like them, they like playing against them, they've scored, goodness gracious me, 4, 8, 10, 15 goals in the last 4 games between two sides, goodness gracious me. So Oxford like playing up against Burton, of course. Anyway, the bookies odds on this one, what do we have on this? We have 2-1 is your Burton, of course, 23-10 is your, 30-10 is your Oxford on this one. I think they'll get a bit of a sweet revenge here, though. 2-0 win for Burton to go through to the next stage. Oxford crash out. Coventry up against Northampton Town. Then let's get into this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We have played each other 7 times since 2007, 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. Something's gone, something weird's just gone on. Anyway, of course, last time played each other in Coventry was a 3-1 win for Coventry back in 2016 in the EFL Trophy, of course. And of course, last time played each other in competitive action was in League One, 3-0 win for Northampton back in 2017. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on the bookies odds? We have Coventry 5-3 on this one. They are your Red Hot First 3-1 draw. 70-4 is your Northampton on this one. I'm going to go with an upset on here. Northampton to take it, snatch it, with a 1-0 win going in favour of Northampton. And then finally, of course, it is Leyton Orient up against QPR, an all-London affair down at Brisbane Road. That's right, played each other 2 times in 2007. 1 win for Leyton Orient, nothing for QPR. 1 draw, of course. Last time they played each other in competitive action was at Loftus Road. 2-1 for Leyton Orient. That's back in 2007. Of course, heading into this, of course, QPR kick off the campaign against Millwall, another all-London affair, and Leyton Orient kick off the campaign against Salford on the road. Bookies odds on this one, we have 40-5 for Leyton Orient, 25 is draw, 2019 on is your QPR. A lot of shocks maybe around this thing, but I do actually see one right here, 2-1 win in the end for Leyton Orient to go through to, of course, and knock out I do fancy QPR to be in that top 6, but I think they'll have a little upset here. Anyway, focus on the league, that's what I would say. Of course, this is what I think. This is the prediction league if you want to join in it. Carabao South 1 if you want to jump in and, of course, get your picks in. That's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, Patreon as well. Until then, give the video some loving, and I'll see you soon, whenever that may be. And of course, we look forward to having your predictions on the show. Until then, we are done.